Hi folks, welcome back after the excursion with the oil paints, the knife painting anyway. Oh, hold on, I've got my hairdryer underneath the that's better. Right, okay, I don't disturb very much. So watercolour today, well this morning, and no idea what we'll do, but it'll be something familiar. Well, I've just done sort of across the lake, Suffolk Hills or gentle Suffolk. But I don't really want to do that in watercolour. I'll wet the paper first anyway, while we think about what we're going to do. There's a lovely tribute to the late Frank Clark on YouTube, if you haven't seen it. It's a very sad song, but a lovely man. He helps a lot of beginners take up the brush, and like me, he tends to keep things as simple as possible. It's quite daunting. When I first started watercolour painting, I didn't know where to go. I did a bit of oil painting just to get used to. Well, we just started. My wife, a friend, and me. We moved into our new house when we were about 25, I suppose. And a friend of ours was a very good painter. So, but he didn't have much money, and we bought some canvas, some tent canvas, and we nailed it on some homemade stretchers, banged them onto the wall of an undecorated main bedroom in the house, on the walls, and we all did a lighthouse, a version of a lighthouse. Just made it up as we went along. We weren't copying anything, and we had a lot of fun. But we didn't sort of go into it very much. It was much later than that, probably 2 or 3 years later than that, I started to go to, I used to go to an art supplier, and I bought loads of stuff, and started with the watercolours and a book. I bought a book, but I didn't get very far, but I persevered, and we had a cousin and her husband from Australia stayed with us for 6 weeks, and he was when he was made redundant when he was over here, long distance redundancy. He was getting on a bit anyway. He was in charge of the Aboriginal arts and crafts in Australia, and he saw me. They both saw me painting and copying really, and I was using a sort of a squirrel brush, which was okay. I mean, I did some reasonable stuff, but I didn't have a repertoire as such, and I just used to get the painting a squirrel mop. It was not a mop; it was just a squirrel brush, probably number 12. Into the water, put some water on the paper. Used to be good quality paper. Just paint into it, and got some quite pleasing effects, but couldn't go on doing that. But anyway, at the end of their stay, they said, we want to buy your pictures, free pictures, not for a lot of money. And I said, well, you can have them. They're not good enough, really. I said, no, we want to take them. Well, anyway, I came back from work. They'd gone back to Heathrow and to go home to Australia, and they left me £20. Now we're talking about 50 years ago. Yeah, 60 years. 60, 50. We want to be responsible for turning you into a professional painter. Well, I'm not a professional painter. I do it as an interest. I'd say it's more than a hobby. All the work I put into it, and I've sold a lot of paintings over many years. So anyway, they went back and I joined an art club. And that's when I discovered Ron Manson on a VHS tape, a demonstration. It's a paint, sort of the sky that we've got, sort of streaky sky. Let's have a bit of Payne's grey, and we'll add a bit of ultramarine. So we'll just paint. I can't see much blue. Just come down here to our horizon, and well, just give that another coat because I want to give that impression that the light is coming from behind these very light, wispy clouds. Okay, so that's it. We'll stop there and use the hairdryer. So mute your sound or turn the volume off or down, and I'll set to with the hairdryer. Ready, go. Okay. Right. Well, there we've got that lovely diffuse sky. This is the Fabriano £130, and provided you don't sort of overload it with paint or push it to its beyond its limits, it's a lovely paper, and you get that lovely softness by using the hairdryer and sort of fixing it. And it's probably still damp inside the paper, but just pull that tight a bit. Okay, now that is just about perfectly flat on this bit here. Right, okay, there we are. Flat paper now, that's a bit wet. Right, now we want some distant hills, don't we? Some hills. Well, let's use one of the hakes here. And a good distant colour is a Payne's grey and ultramarine. Got a cold blue, so let's just bung some on, coming down the hill or something. Very, very light touch. I'm barely kissing the paper. So I get your trees different, you don't want repetition. So we could call this on a Suffolk hill. Suffolk because I went on holiday to Suffolk in October. Very beautiful, on the Suffolk-Norfolk border, near Bungay and Pickles. So there are plenty of gentle sloping hills with trees. And we're going to go over some of those trees. Beautiful farmland. I used to go to Suffolk in my boyhood. My stepfather came from Felixstowe, where the new free port, the container port, was just changing then, and my Uncle Reg, well his brother-in-law actually, had retired from the from British Rail. He used to drive the diesel between Ipswich and Felixstowe. And he got it, and he came out of retirement or redundancy, and worked driving the diesel in the docks as it was being developed. It was a huge port. So we had lots of lovely holidays there as youngsters, well, teenagers. We had a great time. Right, okay, so let's get some nice yellow ochre and a bit of the cad yellow. Bit of paints, a bit of burnt yellow because we want sort of field colour. So let's just come down here. No, I really am making this up. I'm not. That's probably why it's not so good, but a bit more dark. And once I've covered that, we can just get another dry before we start putting the final textures in. You've got to realise that this paper is a student paper or a practice paper, studio paper. I'll just add a little bit more of this into sort of right, we give that a dry. Then we can carry on working into it. Ready, go. Okay, now that's sort of got into a bit of a cauliflower there, but it doesn't matter because we're going to put some bigger trees in, some more greeny trees. Probably still had there, well, a bit autumny trees. Let's bung one in. It's a bit light, so let's. Hedgerow. A lovely colour. That's just using that cadmium yellow light. It's an artist quality and it's about £10 a 21mm tube. Gorgeous. I'll put some shadow in there. Go back to the greeny bits. I'll put another one in here. Just the shape of the tree. Just you don't want to over elaborate these. Just put them in. Get a nice green with that lovely yellow. Different trees. Put a bit of shadow in there. afterwards. Take it off the page. Alright, go down a little bit there, doesn't matter because we're on a hill. Alright, a darker colour. A bit of a margin. Got to fill that in. Alright, when the paint was drying off a bit, let's see if we could get him a card. No, here it is. Right. The backfill sometimes is a bit too wet. Hopefully that just gives a bit of an impression. Right, bit of texture in the foreground now. Plains grey. Pebbly. Clean the brush, and I'm going to put in some foliage in that, sort of a greeny, well, just a sort of blackberry sort of stuff. Bit of a hedgerow. I might put some few posts in there. A bit of yellow. It obliterates anything else. There's a lovely, nice green through there. Got a rigger. Okay, get a flat brush, got one of those. We'll put in some posts. Alright, so now what I'm going to do with these is connect them but don't connect them. What you leave out, very important. Okay. I think that'll do. Very rough and ready, quick. Right, I'm going to put that in a mount. I'll put the birds in. I can't forget the birds, especially in Suffolk. God, what? Not very easy birds. Couple of seems to be going into sunlight there. Right, let's give it a signature. Yeah. Right, so clean your brush. Keep your brushes clean. And I know my cat will come up later. He'll drink that water if I'm not careful, so I'll put a Daily Rowley Georgian oil paper. Right, there we go. Let's put the mount on. Take that off. Well, there we are. We've got a sort of a autumn field in Suffolk. Autumn Suffolk field. Autumn Suffolk field. Oh, no, it's not going to go. I'll have to just move it over here a little bit. Sort out the camera. Slightly at a crooked angle, isn't it? Let's move the camera. Right, that's better. Okay, there we are. Autumn Suffolk field. Got a little bit of a bleed there, but don't worry about that. Okay folks, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.